Real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, February 23rd. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Yas Money.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. Oh my God, Mondays, easy shows to get into because so much stuff happens over the weekend. We're going to cover a lot of it, obviously. The mess that's happening in Puerto Vallarta right now, I have a personal connection to that. Unfortunately, and fortunately, everyone is safe right now. I have people down there, in Sayulita. And my best friend was going to fly down there yesterday. She got routed midair back to Phoenix. And and the whole mess that's going on down there during a World Cup year and the similarities as to why this always happens during a World Cup year. So we'll talk about that. But let's start off with some really good news. The good news is USA Hockey just brought home the gold the first time in 46 years, which is massive, all right? USA. The last time USA Hockey won this gold medal, it was like the Miracle on Ice, right? It was when they beat the Russians, and it was such a historic event that we've literally been talking about it for 4 decades. So for them to be able to pull this off here in this, atmosphere is massive. And there are some Tucson Roadrunners connections.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, to this. In fact, actually, the captain of the USA team was a captain of the Tucson Roadrunners. Yes. So it was Clayton Keller. Keller was on our team here for a couple of years. He was badass and now playing for the Utah Mammoth. And he led USA to the gold medal, which is massive. Again, just huge all the way around. A 2-1 overtime win, defeating Canada, and keeping that rivalry alive. Is it a heated rivalry? I don't know what they did after the game. I just know that it was massive. So, Jack Hughes scored the game-winning goal in overtime. Hellebuyck, he made a high number of saves during the pivotal win. And this is the first Olympic hockey gold for the U.S. since the Miracle on Ice in 1980. Plus
the iconic photo of losing a tooth.
Oh, yeah. Which one? You're talking about? We'll pull it up. Oh, send it to me.
I don't even know who it was. I just know I saw an American flag and a missing tooth, and I went, hell yeah, brother.
Here, I'll send it to you.
You know what? It wasn't even a missing tooth. He just broke it in half, which is
it.
Yeah, but it was a massive chip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Afterwards, Kash Patel, took a break from, all this hard work leading the FBI and going through the Epstein files and be like,
we all stopped celebrating.
Yeah. I'm gonna drink with the boys. Let me drink with the boys. Hey, he's and then they're like, Mr. Patel, there's a situation in Mexico right now. Let me drink with the boys. Can I enjoy the boys? I'm here with the boys. These are my boys. We just won the gold. And they're like, hey, figure skating won the gold too. Well, I'm here with my boys here. This is hockey. This is a man's sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took the private jet to get here.
My girlfriend's in the back. I don't let her in the locker room with the boys.
No.
I don't want them to see them shower and stuff like that because she might think twice about being with me. But I'm here with the boys. It was cool. It was cool to see just, a celebration and people were gleeful. Do you have the picture? Did you send it to me?
I just sent it to your KFMA Instagram.
Okay, I'll pull it up real quick just so we can see it here on
I just want you to see
Instagram.
this very nice visual.
Yeah, no, I know the image that you're talking about as well. So, actually, I did not see this one. Yeah, okay, this is badass. Is this the picture that you were referring to here, Rico?
Well, that's the smile he was referring to, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but have you seen this one?
Oh, nice.
Yes. Chipping onto that gold. Yes. Half tooth. And that was a really nice smile beforehand, too. It's a bummer, but it's rough. But that's the game
like
of
movie
hockey.
Poster.
I'm sure they have a on-call dentist,
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. No, he'll have a fake tooth in there before the ride home for sure. And that is actually like a fantastic poster that's going to be in a lot of people's dorm rooms here in the foreseeable future. So congratulations, USA Hockey. U of A did pretty good too.
morning.
U of A, won both games even without Koa Pete. So U of A is back on track.
That's right.
On tear. So, lots of good news when it comes to sports. Now, when it comes to global, politics, not so good. We'll cover that here in a little bit as well. But let's get into our listener bait. This is a good week to listen to the show. Why? We got a couple things happening. Obviously, today is Monday. We're going to have Tap Out with our good friend Ann from On Animoto in the 7 o'clock hour. All week long, we're going to be hooking you up with opportunities to win tickets for U of A basketball. I'll give you a text to win keyword. And that keyword is cats right now. 600 KFMA, 600-5362. So you could text that right now to enter to win those U of A basketball tickets for this Saturday. On top of that, we have tickets for AEW Wrestling. AEW Wrestling is coming to the Tucson Arena here on March 7th, which is a Saturday. That's going to be a live televised broadcast. So if you're a fan of professional wrestling, be ready for those tickets. And if that wasn't enough, we'll have tickets for Stained, the band that you just heard before we opened up the show, with their Break the Cycle 25th anniversary tour featuring Hoobastank and Seether and Hinder. So a stacked lineup for Stained, and we'll be giving away those tickets this morning at 8 a.m. So all those reasons and more to stick around here on the show. Coming up next, of course, your morning more on After Music from Korn. Kicking things off with Sabbath. Here's Paranoid on Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's Beefing and Presents. But you know the name of the show. Let's go. All right, that was our show open, which I was going to do a shout out. Babe Barron, but then you jumped the gun. You got impatient. Instant shout outs aren't necessarily a thing unless I'm soliciting money for them. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining the podcast broadcast. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. We're going to be talking happy divorce stuff here, right? Because
kind of.
Yes. Sure. As we're going to get on the air here in just a little bit, I'd like to introduce my guests who will be joining us for the podcast broadcast. Both are attorneys specializing in divorce law. Which business is booming, I hear. We have Vicky and Grant, right? Welcome. And Vicky, you are the founder and CEO of Blue Door Psychotherapy. So are you not an attorney?
I am not an attorney. I'm a marriage and family therapist.
Nice.
And so I'm a divorce coach in the collaborative divorce model.
Okay, nice. That's good. That's, actually I have a little experience with that. My uncle was in that realm of business for quite some years, doing couple therapy and everything. Good. Yes. And so he's had some wild stories. Some he should have never told me. The thing is, we have a good communication and relationship with our listeners. They're constantly sending us emails and sharing their life with us. Which we appreciate. And I'll give you some examples of what might not be like a great divorce, because what's the week that we're coming up on next week again?
Divorce with Respect Week.
Divorce with Respect Week. Now, is that a thing that can happen? Is that even possible?
It is. And that's one of the reasons that we have people like family therapists involved in the divorce process.
Okay.
To help that happen.
So what I want to do here, and we'll do on the air a little bit as a good example, is I'll give you some of these emails. I'll share with you some of these emails I got of divorce scenarios.
Great.
And if you can give advice how they could respectfully approach any kind of like breakup after that would be probably helpful. And then we'll talk about what people are looking into. Because of course, next week is Divorce with Respect Week. And that's what we're promoting. Or what else are we promoting in particular?
Well, that's the primary thing. So the Collaborative Divorce Group of Southern Arizona and the International Group work to transform how people uncouple.
Okay.
And so that, during the process of divorce, people can be really horrible to each other. And when you're married, you're very vulnerable with each other. So those are the people who can hurt you the most.
Right.
So Divorce with Respect Week is really showing people that there's an alternative. And when you work with a collaborative divorce group like we have in Southern Arizona, you can go through the process very mindfully with the financial neutral, mental health neutral, and each of you have your own attorneys. So your welfare is being looked out for, and you're doing better than you could do in a litigated divorce.
Okay, nice. And divorcewisely.com is going to be the website that we're pushing. Excellent. Okay, so this will kind of be like rapid fire as we reintroduce and tease, and we'll get in to some of these scenarios. which again, this is great. This will kind of flex your family therapy muscle. You get
Perfect.
these examples and stuff. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Hanging out here, a very special guest. They've been making their circuit around the radio gauntlet here because next week is Divorce with Respect week. And if you chuckle to yourself being like, oh, that's an oxymoron. No, it's a possible thing. You can potentially get divorced and still have respect for your former partner. It's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge. It takes communication. It takes, lots of compromise.
That doesn't mean you go on a tirade and then end it with, but respectfully.
Yeah.
I hate your guts. You ruined my life. Respect.
Yeah. And again, remind you that you can't say with all due respect, and then the C word 7 times. You can't follow it up with that. That's not how that works. Exactly. We have Grant and Vicky joining us here. Grant, you're an attorney, right?
That's right.
Yeah, you specialize in divorce law.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, so you've seen it all. And Vicky, she's actually the CEO and founder of Blue Door Psychotherapy. So she deals with couple counseling and everything else. I get emails all the time from our listeners. Yeah. So I got this one from Amanda. She said that she found out that her husband was cheating because he used their joint Amazon account to buy his girlfriend a necklace and it accidentally shipped to their house. Now she wrapped it back up, put a note inside that said she knows and gave it to her husband for his birthday in front of their entire family.
Ooh.
Wow.
Now they divorced 6 months later. How do you divorce with respect in that scenario? What would you first off say to Amanda and her husband in this scenario?
Wow. That's a good question, right? I mean, I would start with just the injury.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, that sucks. And my guess is he was trying to get caught.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Because you don't
maybe
do stuff
subconsciously. Maybe subconsciously.
Right.
Right.
So it's actually the gift. So she knows what's going on and she can make other choices in her life.
Yeah.
So I will usually tell people the worst has already happened.
Right.
This is the worst. It gets better from here.
That's good. Yeah. Now in this scenario, like Amanda could technically take her husband to the cleaners, huh?
Yeah, that's right. So in a typical divorce scenario, we consider everything that you guys own as community property, which means it belongs to both of you.
Right.
And, that's like stealing your own money when you spend the money on your
Significant other or side piece.
The other
right.
one.
Yeah,
right.
we'll
So
keep
she's
it slang around here. Yeah.
So she's going to want some of that money back, and that can get ugly. The problem is a lot of these divorces, when they get really, really ugly, what I tell people is like, look, how much you spend on your divorce is directly proportional to how much drama there is.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And so there are lawyers in town that'll tell you like, yeah, we're going to win big. We're going to take them to the cleaners. We're going to get everything. That is increasing the amount of money that you're spending on your divorce substantially. And it's making your life hell.
Right.
And so you got to step back a minute and say, well, if I win, is what I win worth the cost?
Right.
Right? You don't want to spend, it's a $500 necklace. And if you spend $10,000 litigating over the $500 necklace.
Just to go for the jugular,
Right.
just
Yeah.
to
Right.
like financially castrate him, which I'm sure in the short term, it will be like, vindicating, like you'll feel good about it. But in the long term, financially, that burdens on you by going through the process of the court and stuff. So
Right.
it pays to take the higher road and try to approach it with respect.
One of my favorite philosophers once said, more money, more problems.
That's right. And
True.
those are wise words.
Yep.
Now, there's a couple more scenarios. Might be a little too hot for the radio. So we're going to do them on the podcast broadcast. And then we're going to let you know how you can learn more about how to divorce with respect and divorce with respect week right after music from Rage Against the Machine. Here's Sleep Now in the Fire. I'm Rock 102.1 KFMA. But join us on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Okay, clear. All right, here's a couple more. Okay, so I started off with the easy
Always
one.
ready.
Yeah. Well, because I was like, oh my God, I got all these emails. All right. So Jason said, my ex secretly drained our savings to invest in crypto because his coworker had a feeling. When it crashed, he told me it was a long game. The long game lasted 48 hours. I served him with the papers at the same Starbucks where he used to work late. And he still thinks I overreacted. So in this situation, looks like same-sex marriage, right? But same-sex marriage, same rules in divorce.
Right. There's
Right.
no real difference.
Right. And in that situation, like, I guess a lot of times you think in a litigation and divorce and alimony usually maybe go to the wife, traditionally, stereotypically, right? But that's not always the case.
Yeah, it's like the law's written gender neutral,
Right.
but like being real, I mean, men don't get pregnant. And so oftentimes, you are having the pregnancy, you have the physical repercussions of that. You end up staying in the home because you want to breastfeed, that kind of thing.
Right.
Like, so yeah, there's always going to be more women receiving alimony than men because, like, just physiologically,
Right.
men don't deal with the same issues as women do.
Right.
In family.
Okay. Yeah, in this scenario, like, this is, again, really comes down to a relationship where the partner was secretly investing their joint finances behind the other one's back and lost and made poor financial decisions. So I'm sure that's something you see all the time.
It is, absolutely. And it's only a symptom, right? So, like, if it comes into my office, I know that that's only one of the areas where the lies and the cheating is.
Right. Okay.
And so
it's like a gateway lie.
It is.
Okay.
Right? Like, it's the one they got caught on, but you don't do that kind of stuff on your partner and have that be the only thing that you're doing that's rotten. And so the first thing that I typically do on that is get one of the financial neutrals involved.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have a way of knowing what the time element is. So we need the attorneys and the financials. But as a therapist, I'm like, yeah, probably the best money you ever spent is leaving this dude.
Okay. So a lot of times when you're doing the couples therapy and stuff, you're not trying to reconcile or get the couple to, reconnect. Yeah, you're basically helping them disconnect and be like, hey, you just recognize that this is over and you guys are clinging on for toxic purposes. Is that what you're trying to do?
It's what the couple wants.
Right.
And so there are some people who absolutely cannot get divorced because of value systems or family systems or whatever, and they really want to stay together. And then you're just helping them reconceptualizing what their marriage looks like. Because marriages can be very different.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be what other people think it ought to look like.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But if somebody's taking all of your money and spending it someplace, you really have to look out after your own well-being as well.
Yeah.
And so there is that little wake-up component.
Well, that's interesting. We're back on the air here. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. I've been hanging out here with Grant and Vicky because next week is Divorce with Respect Week, which is something that could potentially is something that is possible. It becomes a lot easier if, limited assets, no children are involved. That's what, through Grant's experience,
yeah,
I've
never felt better about being single with no kids and zero assets.
Right.
I feel so powerful right now.
I'm telling you.
I know.
I'm telling you. But, part of it, though, of course, I think the number one gripe and complaint that goes to war and the contention is custody. Custody of the kids. And usually you'll have two parents that want to be parents. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it makes it super easy. I had sole custody of my daughter, right? And raised her by myself. She's in college right now. It's all right. Not a big flex. But the point is, it made it super easy, unfortunately, for me. And so, like, she couldn't fight it, didn't want to fight it. And it was a thing. So, but with that, it's almost like wanting to do the right thing could create more problems for you in the court of law just because you want to be there for your parent, your children, right? Mm-hmm. And trying to find that balance. And so many parents are selfish with their time to where they won't give the joint 50-50. And initially joint 50-50 seems like that's the easiest thing. Okay, we'll figure out how do we split this right down the middle so our kids get the same amount of time with each other equally and so we can raise them properly. But it usually comes down to be a tug of war of who wants to be the alpha parent, if you will, and dominate that time. What do you do in those scenarios to be able to litigate?
I have so much to say about this.
Okay, bring it on.
All right, so very first thing, the thing that you'll hear from lawyers in the community when they're talking to each other, the wise ones at least,
right,
is to observe that when parents fight, the kids always lose.
Right.
Right? So you want to have a big, ugly divorce involving your kids. The kids are going to be traumatized by that. Okay. And it's so common to see kids go into therapy at the beginning of divorce and stay there as long as the parents continue to fight.
Oh, wow.
That being said, like 50-50 it feels good. It's not always the right thing.
Right.
What we try to focus on is win-win if you can, right? nobody is really excited about being the workhorse parent who does the work in and out.
Right. Yeah.
What you're excited
Like,
about.
I want to be the one that has no free time to myself
Right.
while I try to like reestablish who I am and try to find a life partner that fits me. Yeah.
Right. So what you want as a parent is that quality time with the kids.
Right.
And when you spend that quality time isn't necessarily going to be the same as your spouse. Like, there's areas of opportunity. Like, if you and your ex-spouse don't have the same days off, for example, that's an easy win. Both of you can get that quality time where you've got the time to spend with your kids.
Right.
But other times, like, if you are making way, way, way more money than your spouse or the opposite, right? It may just be more valuable. Like, we talk about, pain support feels like losing, but sometimes it would still be a win for you to be able to work more and to just make sure that we have that quality time built in so you still get to be a parent in the same way.
Right.
And don't lose out on that time that you need to make things work.
Yeah, and every situation is different for sure. And it's super complicated, something that you deal with and you specialize in, Vicky. Now, of course, next week, Divorce with Respect Week. What do people need to know if they're kind of going through this in their personal life? They see divorce on the horizon. What do they have to look up to find more information? And what resources are you offering to kind of help people divorce with respect?
Yeah, well, right now for that week, we're giving 30-minute consultations.
Okay.
So if they call the Divorce Wisely telephone number, so it's divorcewisely.com, one word.
Okay.
You can see all of the members of our team. And depending on what is most concerning to you, you can have a consult with a mental health provider, with a financial expert, or with an attorney. And just call 520-895-3682. And the person who answers the phone will set you up with one of our colleagues.
That's perfect. So that for counseling or for divorce attorneys, you need a consultation, free 30-minute consultation.
That's right.
Is all happening next week. DivorceWisely.com. That phone number again, 520-895-3682. I do appreciate the time of you guys coming in and giving us a heads up on that. Super fun. And, good luck to everyone out there who's maybe going through this. But, there is good news. There are resources out there to help soften the blow and also be able for you to approach a divorce with kindness and respect. And next week is Divorce with Respect Week. So keep that in mind. We'll hit the reset and be back with more after this on the podcast broadcast. But first, here's music from Papa Roach. It's Forever on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Forever. Just like all those couples who thought they were going to be married.
Absolutely.
Is it too soon? All right, we'll be back. YouTube.com/BeFegan. It's a podcast broadcast. Clear. Thank you again so much for coming on, guys. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we hit on all the topics there.
Cut my life into pieces. I'll see you at court.
Well, hopefully not.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll share that information online as well. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, for the rest of you guys, earlier this morning we did our morning and went a little something like this. Check it out. Bring this every single time. And even elementary school students are like, this is suspicious. When a third grader is calling you out for acting weird, you know you effed up, right?
Yeah.
Then she also left behind bloody tissues and a white powder. So she was snorting so much, her nose almost fell off.
No way. Are
Mhm.
these all allegations or is this real?
This is real. Of course it's real. It's First Alert 4 is reported on it. Now, at first, the principal shrugged it off because, hey, it's hard to get teachers these days, right?
Yeah.
So even like a mild cokehead teacher is still a teacher nonetheless, right? But eventually they couldn't ignore the evidence. So they took the powder that was found to authorities and it later tested positive for cocaine.
Oh my God.
Good news is no fentanyl.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So she was getting some pure stuff. Now, police say she admitted to using cocaine since August, and she's done lines in the classroom and teachers' lounge bathrooms. But she insisted that she would never offer any or share any with students. So
It's
that's
expensive.
good. Yeah. Now, she's only on a teacher salary, too. No, cool. The investigation's still ongoing. It's safe to say that she won't be teaching anytime soon, or maybe she will. Honestly, we are still dealing with the nationwide teacher shortage. But the reason why she's a morning moron, there's several different reasons. Obviously, you don't want to get high at work, but 58 years old and still doing cocaine.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a young man's game. So, for still holding on to that dream, I got to say this school teacher from Wisconsin is today's morning moron. Rock on 2.1 KFMA, it's Beefy Presents. Welcome back to the show. Of course, we've been keeping an eye on the developments of Puerto Vallarta. How do you say it better?
Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, it's very nice. Obviously a tropical destination south of the border here, or a lot of tourists go to. A lot of celebrities go to that section as well. It's basically their vacation spot during the cold winter months. And yesterday, there was all-out anarchy, all because a string of events that happened. And yes, I have friends who got caught up in the melee, including one who had a machine gun pointed at her face, unfortunately. Now, she is safe, and which is great. But yeah, basically what happened in the rundown is Mexican authorities and the army took out a leader of a cartel named El Mencho. Yeah, Mencho was the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, the CJNG, which actually is the first I'm hearing of this cartel, but you knew of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so they've been around for a minute, right?
Yeah.
And it's like young bucks, in a way, right? And they all just kind of rise up. It's all the kids.
It is. It's like the next generation, clearly like the new generation cartel, where it's just like they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah, and honestly, you care less between the ages of like 13 and 25. It's before the reality of finality of death really seeps in.
They bring them in young. They recruit them very young.
Yeah. And you offer them money, drugs, the whole nine. So basically the cartel's game is the same as everyone else's, and that's cocaine and fentanyl. All right. And so that's how they make their money. Now, El Mencho reportedly had a $15 million bounty on his head. And so the U.S. Army went to go cash that in, and they were able to take him out. Now, from there, that's when things got really chaotic. Okay, so the cartel immediately rushed throughout the town and various towns throughout the state of Jalisco, starting setting up roadblocks and barricades. They did that by bombing buses, starting cars on fire, and just blocking off roads.
Which is usual. They do that all the time.
Right. They set businesses on fire. They engaged in gun battles with security forces, and they shut down transportation routes in multiple states. So they were all over the country of Mexico. Now, with this, travelers and tourists in Puerto Vallarta they had their flights canceled immediately. They were all advised to shelter in place. The hotel went into lockdowns, and of course, the closure prevented airport access. Now, my friend Corey, which Rico and I know, she was on her way to Sayulita, Puerto Vallarta, and she got turned around in her flight 30 minutes into her flight when all this went around. So then she had to go back to Sky Harbor. Now, her mom lives in Sayulita. That's Terry. She's the one who had the machine gun pulled out on her face. So she was on her way into Costco, and
she was at the Costco.
She was going to the Costco that burnt down, and they set up a roadblock, and the cartel was there, and they're like, "Get out of your car and run." Right. And so they pointed to, the machine gun right in her face. And the idea was they just wanted her car. They were burning cars to block the road. Now, fortunately enough for Terry, her tires didn't get slashed. Her car didn't get burned. She ran to a nearby tourist spot where the rest of the 20 people that got pulled out of their cars kind of hid out until the cartel cleared out. And she was able to get her car, get back home safely. And it's good because at the same time, the cartel weren't just trying to kill randos in the street.
No.
But they were saying
they
okay.
do, yeah. So I've seen several stories where they, right before things like this happen, they warn people and they let them know you need to go home. Like everything's about to go off the wall. You need to go home.
Yeah, it's like mafia.
Not everyone will be, a victim to these things. They don't want to kill bystanders, but they will. They have to point, and so But this is what kills me is like tourism. They're just standing there, people in the rooftops, just like looking at everything that's going on, and it's just like, what part of shelter do you not understand?
Yeah.
They've got machine guns on helicopters. Like, go inside.
Right. Yeah.
Why are you causing yourself so much attention?
It's the entitlement of North Americans.
It's so crazy.
Americans like, well, it's my vacation.
Just read this comment on Reddit. This guy goes, "You think I'm gonna let armed gunmen from a notoriously violent and currently leaderless drug cartel stand in the way of my beach time?"
Yeah.
I was like, this is what I had in mind when I put that Salt Life sticker on my Nissan Juke.
Yeah. That's obviously satire, but so we don't encourage anyone to do that. Now with tour travelers stranded, they continue to be there. The U.S. Department of State issued alerts advising Americans to shelter in place, and of course the violence comes months before the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which Mexico is co-hosting with the U.S. and Canada, obviously raising serious concerns about security readiness. The interesting thing about this, last time the World Cup, or 10 years ago, the World Cup was going to happen. That's when they caught El Chapo. So it's always during a FIFA World Cup year that they end up taking out one of these cartel members. Now, what does this mean for the World Cup? Right now, Mexico is scheduled to host multiple high-profile matches. FIFA security planning is already intense. The incident will likely increase military and police presence. International preparation matters. Global headlines about cartel warfare is not ideal, obviously. And so you can expect tighter border controls and enhanced stadium security, possibly revised travel advisories. So,
but also, just keep in mind it's happening in Mexico City, away from where this is happening. Although I know that this violence it can happen anywhere. I totally get it.
Right.
Territorial wise, when it comes to these cartels, like they won't cross the lines of where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, so basically this cartel is a Jalisco cartel,
right?
So mostly running through the state, but there are fires and blockades in Tijuana and other places as well. So
over there. Another one directly behind this resort we're staying.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll take there. Here's another video that I'll show you here on the podcast broadcast stream. This is footage of cartel members on motorcycles throwing out nails to blow out tires on the road, those big fat nails and stuff. So they're going through and basically making the roads undrivable in certain parts of town. Now, of course, this is frustrating for anyone who is pro-Mexico when it comes to vacations. Also, the communities as well. I go down to Rocky Point all the time. I love it, and I love it for the people. And we always usually say that, that area is protected because of the cartel, because they have invested interest in this.
Right.
Just like in Puerto Vallarta, right? Mm-hmm. Like there's obviously protected interest in all those businesses because, they're a mob. So they get paid, quote unquote, taxes from all those businesses,
right,
and resorts go straight to the cartel. For them doing this is shooting themselves in their own foot as well, and costing them money. But if they're selling cocaine and fentanyl at a record-breaking rate, I guess it's only a drop in the bucket, and they don't really care. It's unfortunate, though, for the community, the people that live in those areas, because they really rely off tourism money. The same thing in Rocky Point. So whenever news like this breaks out, it definitely slows down travel to those areas. And we'll see if Mexico will be able to recover from that this year. But right now, things do not look good. Yeah. So you're not planning on going to Mexico anytime soon?
I haven't been able to because of the same problem. So
yeah, Sonora, it's a different cartel, different problem. But yeah, Sinaloa, yeah.
So I haven't seen my family in a while.
Yeah, it's rough. All right, well, that's what's happening there in some global news. Let's hit the reset. When we come back, we'll do another edition of Yas or Nah, and I'll give you an opportunity to win tickets for AEW. So stick around. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. KFMA, welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Got a full studio in the house this morning. Of course, Yas and Rico. We're joined by ESPN Radio's Justin Spears. Good morning, Justin.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, so I know you guys you're gonna be talking a lot about, of course, U of A basketball and USA hockey getting the gold medal, and you're welcome for the little tidbit that we do have Tucson ties to that historic team with the Captain Keller bringing home the gold medal, and he honed his chops here. Your Tucson Roadrunners. In fact, actually, I think some would say it was probably because of the game host that had people making noise around him that made him a better player. People weren't booing when I said make some noise, It's mostly cheers.
It's just me.
Whatever. That's neither here nor there. We got another round of hypotheticals with Yas Money. It's time for another edition of...
Is it a Yas or is it a hell no?
All right, we got 3 different distinct personalities on board here to weigh in on these hypothetical situations. Would we or would we not subscribe to this lifestyle? What's the first one?
So starting off with renting out your driveway for extra cash. So listing your parking spot online during events and busy weekends.
Ooh, when I lived close to U of A Stadium, I contemplated it. I was like, I got a couple spots here. I could turn this whole front yard into a lot. It wasn't that close though, where people weren't asking. But I think I would. In Tucson, just because you don't even need lawns, that most front yards are basically makeshift parking lots anyways, right? What do you say, Justin?
I'm going to say, is your car in the garage? Is your car trapped in? Because if so, hell no.
Okay.
Because what if you have an emergency and you're like, oh, damn, I got to go to the hospital, but the freaking cats are in the second quarter right now.
Call the ambulance. Use that profit money to pay for it.
Okay.
What do you say, Rico?
That's it. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Any extra cash, man.
Any side hustle is a good hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many jobs you got right now?
7.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll get tired.
Yeah. So, parking lot attendant being 8 is an easy side gig. All right. What's our next one?
This is one of my favorites, taking yourself on a solo dinner date. So making reservations for one and just treating yourself. Yes?
Okay.
No? Is that too lonely?
Let's start off with Rico on this one.
Yeah, I like to talk to myself and put a wig on and sit on the other side of the table.
You gotta make
you look so handsome.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You don't gotta go. You don't have
Take
to go
yourself
all
out.
Norman Bates with it.
I'm going drinking.
You're so funny.
You
Thank you.
gonna say yes or no on
Hell
that?
no.
Hell no, he said. All right, what do you say, Justin?
Yeah, it depends on the restaurant, right? If it's like a club type, maybe going by yourself wouldn't be the move, but take yourself to Chili's. Go have a triple dipper by yourself.
Fight a horse
Go
cock
have
at
some
Chili's.
margaritas by yourself. Hell yeah. I take myself to the movies all the time.
I'm glad that you said Chili's because I was thinking that as well, but you have to be a bona fide loser to do a reservation for one. A reservation
at the bar
for Chili's for one?
Have a Dollarita.
No, you
My
don't.
man.
You don't get a reservation for one. That is so sad because right off the bat, the hostess feels sad for you before you even show up. Then you show up and you look at the Chili's bar and you're like, oh, wow, there's 20 available seats. I guess I didn't need this reservation. And hostess are like, yeah, fatso, it's Chili's.
What if we're not talking Chili's? I take, when I travel, I go to Din Tai Fung and I sit by myself, get myself a nice little lychee martini. And
look, well, the thing
I don't
is,
share with
when
nobody.
you're by yourself, you don't make reservations. You go and then you say, well, what's the wait for one? And they're like, we could either squeeze you in at the bar, which that's the ideal place you want to sit, so you don't look completely alone, or you just wait. And guess what? You're waiting. You're not disappointing anyone else. You're just like, yeah, I'll wait. I got nothing else better to do apparently, because I got no one to hang out with. So
cool. I feel lonelier. All right, next one.
So I say hell no to the reservations. Hell yes to going out by yourself. I do that from time to time, and usually I end up having a good time. All right, go ahead. What's the next one?
All right. Silent walking with no headphones. So going walking with zero music, podcast, or any type of distractions. Imagine just walking.
Raw dog in a walk?
Yeah.
Raw dog in a walk. Sounds miserable.
And exercise too. Can you?
All right.
Can't do it. Couldn't
What
do
do you
it.
say, Justin?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
You're talking to a golfer. And whenever I go out there, I go golfing by myself from time to time. That's a reservation that I could do by myself.
Yeah.
And I like being out in nature, hearing the birds chirping, hearing the trees blowing in the wind. I don't know. There's something very, very peaceful about that. So absolutely, raw dog in a walk. I'm here for it.
Okay, Rico?
100%. I agree with Justin.
All right.
It's very stoic.
Having conversations with the voices in your head while walking along and all that?
Fake arguments, all that, man.
No.
You didn't say that? All right.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Me
yeah.
and my thoughts, no.
Right. A woman's mind is 24/7 too, and hyperactive. A guy can walk and just be like, think nothing, and then go, "Oh, is that a bird?" and then keep walking and think nothing. So I can raw dog a walk as well.
Disconnect completely sometimes.
For sure.
Like no headphones, not the no phone.
For sure.
It's great.
Yeah. And
dopamine release.
It's good thinking time for sure. walking gets you thinking. I got a treadmill now. And so all weekend long, I've been treadmilling, just random things. I found out that my treadmill is like mobile. So now I'm just moving it in different areas where I just want to just treadmill. So I was like, I'll just put it behind the couch. Oh, I want to play a video game. I'll do it while I'm treadmilling. You know what I mean? Like everything I'm doing right now.
I'm in the game.
I'm in the game. I did Red Dead Redemption. I didn't ride my horse. I'm just like, we're just going to walk to the next state. Lemoyne, here we come, I swear to God. Yeah, you laugh now. I'm going to drop like 20 pounds just walking everywhere in my house.
I dropped 20 pounds playing video games.
Yeah.
I won't tell you my secret.
But that's not a raw dog. At no point did I raw dog my walk on the treadmill. I either had music.
You're just going to be paranoid. There's going to be a shootout anytime.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
You know what?
That's CVS.
That's going to burn calories too. Then I'll set it to 5 and just run away.
Fair.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be great. Anyways, one more hypothetical, please.
Scheduling do nothing time. So blocking off hours where you are allowed to do anything productive. You're not allowed to do anything productive.
Okay. What do you say here, Rico?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
you say hell yes?
So you're saying just block out like an hour completely, no responsibilities?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I had that luxury.
Does this mean like reading and...
No, just do nothing.
Just doing nothing.
Do nothing. You're just in bed.
I did that yesterday.
Sounds like depression.
Yeah. You did that yesterday?
I did that yesterday. Yeah. I mean, normally we wake up so early for radio.
Yeah. Right.
And so yesterday I'm like, it's my day off. I'm just going to hang out in bed, watch the Olympics, watch USA win gold.
Right.
And just be a vegetable.
I know. That's, and that's my lifestyle altogether. In fact, actually, I have to schedule the opposite to get myself more active. So it's a hell yes, unfortunately for me. But I don't need to schedule it. It's a go-to.
It
just happens.
It just exactly. Happens. All right. Oh, there's another edition of hypotheticals with Yas Money called.
Is it a yes or is it hell no?
That's right. Thank you, Justice Spears. Check out Spears and Ali on ESPN Radio 1490. Coming up next on Beef Vegan Presents, we're going to do another round of F My Life. So our good friend Ann from On Any Moto is going to be joining us. And we'll open up the phone lines and do a round of tap out where you can win up to $170 in gift certificates to On Any Moto. So keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yo, just Rico and I right now. Hold it down. And welcome in studio, our good friend. Somebody else might pop in. And we'll get into F My Life's FML news and more as we get ready to get back on the air. Yeah, pop on in. Spears, are you done for the day? Sit in that chair and get in front of the green mic. Okay. Yeah. Not much, man.
What's up, Papa?
What's up? We just did Yas or Hell Nah on the podcast broadcast stream, so we get a double dose of Spears. How was your show today? What'd you talk about?
It was good. We talked about the your boy Clayton Keller.
Yeah.
Team USA.
Yeah, let's pull this up. Because
did you talk about divorced athletes?
We did.
Nice.
Yeah, we talked about. Yeah,
that was a long
doing it properly, and
that's why they ran late because it was. I mean, when you talk with Vicky and Grant, that was long winded, right? It was hard. You couldn't get that information in a short amount of time, right? It ended up being long, and we had them on too. A good 20 minutes. I threw out some emails that I got where I was like, what about this? One thing I didn't tell them is because my uncle, he's retired now, but he had his own practice doing family therapy. And there's a couple stories that stick in my head that he told me from this. One, I'll never forget. And it's so brutal. A couple was in counseling because the wife came home and caught her husband having sex with their cat.
Oh.
Yes, right reaction. And how do you recover from that? And I think the answer is you don't, but they were going to counseling.
She gets triggered every time she sees a Garfield comic.
You know what I'm saying? Oh. You hate Mondays not as much as I do, bitch. Brutal. Yes. And I'm like, you shouldn't tell me this. I should know this, God. Right? You know? Like,
yeah,
a young man. I'm like,
this is gonna traumatize me.
Yeah.
Are we on air?
No, we are not.
Okay, I was gonna say he's like pussy's pussy kind of deal.
Yeah,
Literally.
he could go with that
Getting
argument.
pussy?
He could go with that argument. It's not a great argument though. Yeah. So no is right. Okay, you don't like the 3 vertical boxes? That's fine. We'll go here. It was good on the the stream, but
fine.
Yeah. Okay. Let's share this anyways. You talked about USA Hockey, of course, right?
Yeah.
This is a big deal, but Cash Patel, could be fighting a
dork.
cartel right now, or just dorking it up, trying to be one of the boys. One of the boys, and like, dude, you're not fooling anybody.
It's Mark Zuckerberg at UFC energy.
Yes,
Like that's exactly what I'm getting here.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you're right. Here, let's look at him. I should be hearing this.
Oh my god.
And that is our boy actually, Keller, on there. Why don't I?
That's the captain?
Yeah.
Nice. No, I don't think we need audio. We can probably just voice over it.
What goes through your mind?
All right, let's do a voiceover. Okay, you're Cash Patel. I'll be Keller. Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
You with the boys?
Yeah, we're champions. Let's go get some pussy.
I got a small dick.
Yeah, I'm huge. I've seen it.
Should be doing my job right now, but I'm sober.
Yeah, I'll take you on Cartel. Slap shot.
Slap shot.
Yeah,
Okay.
bro. All right, that was our
Justin, where are you, man?
Yeah, where were you? Well, there
Should've
wasn't a
got the
third
background.
person in this.
Yeah, Cash, my boy.
So is this, people getting on him for going to the USA hockey game? Is this kind of like finding Nanos, the Pima County Sheriff's guy, at the U of A basketball game? But
Was he?
But also at the
He
same
was.
time,
How funny.
it's been handed over to the FBI. Nanos is like, what do you want me to do? Like,
Right.
I can't do anything.
Yeah. My hands are tied
She might
legitimately.
be at the game. I'm keeping eyes out in case she's here. She might be hiding.
Yeah. She in the cat section.
Could be Wilbur.
Yeah, but like it's not the same. And you're right. The sheriff did all that the sheriff could do, and it's in the FBI's hands. And unfortunately, the FBI is in Italy celebrating with the goal.
That's the thing. Is like, if you're Nancy Guthrie, you
Right.
watch that, like, man, the guy who's heading the investigation on my mom who's missing.
Oh, Savannah.
He's going,
Savannah.
"Woo!"
Yeah.
Or Savannah
Yeah.
Guthrie,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nancy's
Yeah.
the one that's missing,
Yeah.
watching it in Mexico.
But like, if you're Savannah, like, what? This
Yeah.
guy should be trying to find my mom.
I know, and the story continues to go farther and farther down on the front page in the news cycle, which is pretty sad and upsetting. The entire thing.
There was a theory online I read that's kind of messed up. I heard about it online on Reddit where they said that, there's a local TV show called Desert Law
Yeah.
about this Pima County,
Right.
department, whatever. They're saying that they deliberately kidnapped her or had somebody do it so they can be the ones to find her and make it like a big blowout show.
Yeah, that'd be
Like,
great.
We did it. Great for
If
ratings.
they find her, right,
It's like
dude.
they're holding on to her for a while until
Yeah.
the show kind of
Yeah,
final
I mean, the
episode.
show's going to be the worst show ever because, you're going to have this big case, and then we're going to know because the spoilers of everything, like they have not found her, and it's going to be a continuation of showing how they're effing up on every
right.
aspect of it. I think it's a wild, like, microscope to what we have going on here in this part of the state. And honestly, such a complicated case as well. The thing, it's when it's random, then that's when it's the best way to get away, right? When there isn't a motive, where there isn't any smoking gun or any person that's saying, I want to get you or has any incentive. They already searched the family. They already investigated the family. Those are the only ones that could benefit from this. And then outside of that, then who would do this?
Right.
Right. And that's the thing. And
Lot of
I don't
questions.
like the fact that the guy in description fits me. He's like 5'9", 220. I'm like, so bitch.
I got that backpack.
Right. But
Oh,
they also said he wore a pinky ring. You can see a pinky ring
for real?
protruding from the glove. And
Oh,
I'm like, what
geez.
kind of gangster is this? And I just hope it isn't anything that's
So all the Italian mafia guys are like, damn it.
right.
It's the pinky ring.
Vinny, you couldn't have took your
Hey,
fucking
come
ring
on,
off?
Vinny.
Come on.
What are you doing? Vito.
They're like, we could tell by the marinara stain that it's one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So
that's why they say though. It's like that's very true about that first 48 hours. Like
Mhm.
there's some very, very pungent truth to that.
Right. Yeah.
It has to be found out.
One thing that's been on my algorithm so much is, all the aliens. Ever since Obama said that there was aliens, I was like, hey, that's a big deal. And then Trump went on and said, oh, he messed up. He said classified information. And they're like, hey, is there aliens? He's like, oh, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But he messed up. He said classified information. Maybe I'll bail him out. I'll release the information. And they're like, so you're still saying there's aliens, right?
Right.
Anyways, I came across this clip. This is hilarious. This is Trump talking about releasing this information about the aliens, but it's cartoon Trump. Listen to this.
Just got off the phone with the aliens, and they really like me. I have a great relationship with them, but I wish I didn't FaceTime with them because they're really nasty looking, and I made some unpleasant jokes, but I think they like me. We have a deal like you wouldn't believe that's about to happen. I found out they have oil like you wouldn't believe. They don't even touch it. They told me, you're crazy for using oil. I said, you're crazy for not using oil. What's wrong with these aliens? You think aliens would be smarter than us, but apparently they're not, because all they wanted for the oil, think of this, all they wanted for the oil is Marco Rubio. I guess he has some kind of special lineage. They really want Marco Rubio. They love him. And I thought, that's fantastic. Look, Marco's not going to be happy about it, but one person for trillions and trillions of barrels of oil, you have to do it. So Marco's not going to be too happy about it, but he's probably already on his way. I made the phone call. Just got off the phone with the alien.
So that's what happened if Trump makes contact with the aliens.
That's exactly how it would go.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes, I know. So I had to share that.
Marco Rubio.
You were cracking up through the whole thing.
It's incredible because it's so spot on.
I know. Because it's sad and funny too, because that's exactly how the conversation would go, especially if the aliens are like, we have all this crude oil. You guys love this stuff. We don't use it.
You're crazy for not using it.
Yeah, you're crazy for not using it. Yeah, take them. It's only one guy for trillions and trillions. And honestly, that's a good deal. To give up Marco Rubio for trillions and trillions of anything.
Some kind of lineage.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
So stupid.
I know.
I just love how the whole thing with the aliens too is like right on time for the Epstein shit. Like the whole thing with them covering it up. Like, oh, look over here, aliens.
Yeah.
We got aliens now.
Yeah, you know what? I can't send it to you, but I will give you the link here to that. Let's see if I could. Yeah, I could do that here. I'm going to copy the link and I'll post it here in the comment thread so you guys could check it out. It's on X.
Who voiced that? Was that AI voicing or was that actually somebody said Shane Gillis does a great one?
Shane Gillis is the best.
I know.
Yeah, no,
Good.
this is just a page, an alien page, really. So I don't know the origin. Actually from Brian Rommel.
Okay.
Yeah, so apparently he does this. So that was very good. Did you watch UFC fights at all?
No. Mr. Strickland, I saw all the press conferences with that guy.
Oh, that's the thing. That's the thing. And you know what? And Sean Strickland, he goes on insane rants. He got cut off, but sometimes he's like, okay, yeah, that's a stand-up guy. And then other times you're like, God damn it, man, I can't sign off on that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
When Dana White was asked about like his, Sean Strickland's media availabilities and how he's just so unhinged. And I thought Dana made a really good point. He was like, listen, Sean Strickland is one of the realest MFers of all time, for good or bad, right? If you guys are sitting there like, hey, what do you guys think about the Bad Bunny performance? He's going to give you what he thinks.
Exactly. Right. This is Dana saying it in his
what
words.
You're getting into.
So I'll share the audio right now so we know exactly what we're talking about.
I don't tell anybody to do anything. I don't try to control any other human beings in any way, shape, or form. They do it I say it all the time, we're in the fight business. And, if you get your feelings hurt that bad, you probably shouldn't ask the type of questions when you know the answer you're going to get from Strickland. Let's start there. You know what I mean? If you ask him, you know who he is. And if you ask him a certain question, he was baited in that question. I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying
a leash?
I'm like
free speech. Control what people say. Going to tell people what to believe. Going to tell people. I don't tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them.
And it's true, and
Props.
So, for that makes sense. It's good, and just then Sean just says some things that are just like, I know it's free speech, but it's not
He's got a point, though, yeah.
It's not good business for Paramount. It's not good business for UFC, right? So here's some of this. You listen to some of Sean Strickland's pre-fight press thing. At one point, I think he's talking about like gay rights. And he's talking to a girl. He's like, whatever, if you're gay, do whatever you want in the privacy of your own home. And then the girl goes, I'm not gay. And he goes, you're not gay? Like that. I was just like, dude. Just the way they
He's an
reacted.
animal, dude.
I don't even think
Wait,
I can
you're
show
not?
you the video because I think it might be trademarked, but you can hear
Right.
it. Here, listen to this.
And Paramount's cool. I mean, they fucking ruined Halo. But other than that,
Ruined Halo.
Gina. How fucking whoever thought about that, man? They're gonna be half naked and might make it a little better. Because Ronda Rousey can fight. That bitch can fight. I think she lost a few fights to her ex, but bitch can fight.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
like Gina. She's like super conservative. She was hot. I was like a kid when she fought. I may have jerked off to her once or twice back in the day, but
Jesus,
dude, I was like 12. I was jerking off when I was 12.
All right, I'm showing this.
Nobody gives a fuck, dude. Maybe you put some oil on it, do some dollar bills. People might give a fuck. No one gives a fuck about women's sports. You take the weakest, softest motherfucker here, and you guys would beat up Amanda Nunes. Like fucking the fat guy in the Hawaiian shirt. No offense to you. And there's nothing wrong with women. I mean, they do great things. They cook. They clean. There are no women in prison, right? Like, that's why I didn't go to fucking prison. Knowing I'm going to have to go be surrounded by a bunch of fucking dudes for 30 years. I'm not doing that shit. Problem is, we've empowered them too much to ruin society. Look at the NFL, dude. You had that. I don't even want to say that faggot's name because.
I got to stop there to a certain extent because, there's some words and stuff that you just got to have respect for other people, right?
Faggot. Like, dude.
So then I bring it back up. He says it like 100 times.
Yeah.
On.
The NFL was the fucking being a fucking man. I think they all get together around a table and say, guys, how do we fucking ruin this sport? How do we gay it up? How do we ruin it? Why don't we bring a gay foreigner who doesn't speak fucking English and have him perform it?
And of course,
he's
American.
Sport.
An NHL player came out as gay.
Oh, no shit. Well, that guy's definitely gonna beat him in the locker room. Mental illness is real. And, if you fucking, like, the way I feel about gays is very simple. If you're fucking gay, dude, go suck cock. Like, dude, I want to know what it's like, man, right? Like, I like pussy. Like, I have no idea what it's like. I actually feel bad for the gays. Can you imagine being a dude waking up and be like, hey, I want to fuck other dudes? I don't know what that's like. It's clearly mental illness, but I support it. Sometimes you got to just, let your retarded flag fly. Trans is too far.
Jesus.
If you wanna cut your dick off and fucking call yourself fucking Susie, and
insane.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that.
This might be a really bad segue, but I saw some pictures of you training with a little boy. How'd that happen? What was that like?
What the fuck? Relax, Epstein.
Training.
This ain't the White House card. Relax.
Oh
I don't know if this makes me racist.
Okay, we'll stop right there.
I would pay good money to have like a camera set up in the Paramount Plus studio when that was going on.
Oh, I know.
Just them freaking out.
Oh yeah, and they're complete. But see, and here's the thing. Even like Ten's like I love this guy because he's polarizing,
Unfiltered,
right?
man.
He is completely unfiltered. Obviously saying things that offend people, get them thrown back. But then at the same time, he'll say something like the motivation he had in his fight that he had against Fluffy was he recognized one of the coaches. The coach, Rock 1 2.1 Camp Man, welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're just reacting to Sean Strickland's fight, scrum where, he said a bunch of things and was offensive. And then in his post-fight scrum, which he won, they cut his mic off on him. And the reason why they cut his mic off is he was throwing out some pretty serious allegations. He said during the fight that he needs a fight from a certain place of hate, right? Because it's fight. So you gotta hate something, right? And use that as your fuel. And he didn't really hate his opponent. He kind of respected his opponent, Fluffy, even though he talked a lot of smack pre-fight. But he had respect there. Then he looked over and he made eye contact with his coach. And his coach, he's like, he gave an analogy. He's like, who's 35 in this room? Right. And then one guy raised his hand. He's like, okay, imagine you're a 35-year-old, right? So you say you go and you meet a 14-year-old girl and you say, I'm going to marry that girl when she's 18. Right. And he alleges that's what Fluffy's coach did. And he called him a groomer. Now, grooming is bad, disgusting behavior, right? Rightfully so. Right, that he calls him out on that. So you could be like, yeah, I'm Team Strickland. All right, yeah, absolutely. Anti-groomer. And then the next sentence comes out of his mouth. You're like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Jesus.
You're making this so hard.
Right, dude. Yeah. I'm not calling Bad Bunny a foreigner. I'm not going down that road, dude. Like, it's crazy, but it is the fight game. Dana White says it's freedom of speech. He protects it. But at the same time, it's hypocritical to say that when you are a publicly owned company on a publicly owned platform, and because it's not freedom of speech when it's attached to $1 billion corporation. And his speech affects business on the bottom line. And that's where it gets into trouble, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why they had to shut off the mic on him. And it could be like freedom of speech, but like, yeah, those are maybe his personal opinions, but it's your platform that's airing these quote unquote opinions that in some ways can be misconstrued as just straight up hate.
If you said what Sean Strickland said,
which I would
fired.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially on this platform or any platform, on my own social media. And that's where there's a lot of people in radio. Some of my colleagues have made this very ignorant mistake where they're like, well, it's my Facebook page. Be like, no, dummy, you're a representative of this, organization in this business. And that it goes beyond media. That's like if you're an insurance salesman and then you want to post some racist stuff on your Facebook page and someone outs you on that, your insurance company is going to fire you.
Yeah.
If it's bad for business and not a reflection of the business that you're working for, then it's not freedom of speech.
It's common sense.
Yeah, yeah. You know who has free speech? Unhoused people. Right? They have free speech. They can say whatever. And guess what? They say things. They can scream things at the top along on the corner. Nobody's out to cancel them. They just walk the other way.
Shout out Jonesy, Circle K.
Yeah, be like, yeah, that's
He's
just
my
Jonesy.
man.
That's just what he does. He's got the freedom of speech. When you don't have anything to lose, then you have actual freedom. When you have things to lose, you don't necessarily have that freedom.
And a
at
lot
all.
of times they're the ones saying that things that make sense.
Mm.
You're like, oh, thank you.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing that's so conflicting because at some parts you're like, yeah, actually, that's a stand-up way to look at things, and yeah, predators and that stuff that's bad. But then then you flip side, then you're like, oh, I can't.
Damn it,
yeah, dude, I can't be team that, dude. So, all right, let's keep this conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. We'll wrap things up with a beef tip after this. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, well, I mean, I watched the fight and it was a solid fight. And honestly, his opponent, Fluffy, I forgot his last name, his full name, but that was his hometown, and the crowd cheered.
When he said that thing, he's like, "Yeah, you're cheering from your hometown Mexican.
Yeah,
I'm more Mexican than him. I fight standing up like this."
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
laughing. I'm like,
I know.
Jesus.
I mean, some of that stuff's just straight up funny, but with that,
Anthony Hernandez.
Who is it?
Anthony Hernandez.
Yeah, Anthony Hernandez or Fluffy, as they call it. He's from Houston, so he was fighting in Houston. And Sean Strickland beat him by TKO, and the Houston crowd cheered him. So I mean, it shows that it's like, look, we could see everything's nuance, right? And so not everything's so black and white. So the question is, can you still be considered a good person, but also have bad views on certain things? I mean, there's going to be people
it's like the bar friend you have where everybody like loves him for certain reasons, but he says things are outlandish and like really uncouth and off the cuff, and you just got to go like, that's just the way he is. We love him, but that's just like it's family members, friends, is that, but like elevated to like superstardom.
Say, man, you're talking to a guy who grew up in an Irish Catholic family.
Yeah. Okay.
And there are just certain old school cats that you just don't like. Give them an opportunity to speak at family gatherings,
right?
Or if they do, to brace.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just like, here we go.
I try to talk about sports and other things, but like I know what buttons not to push, and that's why Dana White made that point. Like, if you guys, if you're gonna get unhinged answers, well, don't ask Sean Strickland about the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, try not to talk to him at all.
Talk to him
that's
keep it within the octagon.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's your strategy here, there, exactly. Elsewhere, right?
Even that will go off the rails, but very less so,
Yeah.
Like it's true. There is partial responsibility there for them asking those questions. What do you think about this race or that race or this, that?
I think one, I wish I had a lot of different things queued up, because there was one point where one of the journalists was like, okay, for the record, am I baiting you with this question? Like, because I don't want to be accused of a baiter. Nobody wants to be a baiter.
You're a masturbator.
Yeah. I don't want to be an accomplice in whatever you're going to answer next. So make sure that you acknowledge I'm not baiting you when I just ask you, how was your day?
Right. Let me tell you about Cubans.
Yeah.
It's
like
no,
dude, no.
What the hell did that come
your
from?
Day, Jesus. Yeah. So, but I definitely, I mean, say what you want. It is one of those, what is he going to say next type of personalities that makes him entertaining. And also, if you don't like his views, that's great too, because then you root for him to lose, and then you'll want to watch him get his ass kicked, which he has had his ass kicked before, for sure. I mean, everyone in the fight game loses eventually, and from time to time, nobody's undefeated. Well, I mean, Khabib, he's undefeated, but he retired at the top of his game, so he didn't stick around long enough to be defeated. So that's kind of like, Maybe not the honorable way out.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't want to say that on the record because I don't want to even come across this. Like, I respect. I don't want anything to do with those Russians, man. They fucking fight bears.
But you see, like, there's such a not a market. Well, yeah, there's a market for it, but I mean, just like classical, like guys that are just so like in your face. And it's like it's a more of an entertainment element before the fight. You look forward to those fighters just going to those conferences so you can watch them talk. But there is, like you said, more nuance to certain things. And like I think Charles Sonnen was one of my old school favorite ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like that guy was very good at just insulting people. Obviously, Conor McGregor, Nick Diaz, and all these kind of cats.
He did it great, but he did it as personally
contained.
offensive.
Yeah, very contained. This guy's just like all over the map.
Right.
So it's kind of a different beast.
Yeah. Did you guys cover and did you talk about this? This is Vince McMahon.
Oh shit! What? No,
Vince,
it's not.
Yeah, it is. That's
what?
That's what Vince McMahon looks like now. But Vince McMahon got into a car accident. He was driving, I think, over 100 miles an hour in his Bentley and clipped someone. They released body cam footage of this. The cops couldn't have been more respectful. Here is the body cam footage. This is crazy here. Hold on. I got to scrub it back a little bit because you just missed that. So look at this.
What?
Oh, yeah. Wait. Okay, so this is Vince McMahon. Cops behind him with the lights on.
Whoa.
He did that. He's lucky to be alive.
No shit.
Yeah, and then...
There's got to be a reason you hit him.
No, I haven't been driving my car and God knows how long.
It was right in front of you. You went straight at it at 100 miles an hour.
Whoa.
I'm just making sure you're not having a medical condition.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Real quick, we're watching the body cam footage of Vince McMahon, who was pulled over after he was driving over 100 miles an hour, clipped someone on the road, and had his airbags go off and everything. And then the Connecticut State Police had to address him and give him tickets and all that stuff. He is okay. He was cursing at himself, calling him an idiot because, he's a perfectionist and he felt like a dumbass for not being able to escape the police because that's what it looked like he was attempting to do.
I was going to say, like, when he crashed, was he fleeing?
Well, that's the thing. And the cop brings up this point like, hey, man, I had my lights on you for a good, couple miles. You just kept going faster. You trying to evade? And he's like, no, I just didn't even notice you. Right. And then another guy, officer came and was like, Mr. McMahon. And he's like, yeah, so he's, I know who you are. Right. And so they're like, we're going to give you a couple misdemeanor tickets and let you on your way. Right. So that will lead me to your beef tip. Okay. When it comes to, if you want to commit crimes, you got to be like a billionaire and then be famous. That helps too.
Right.
And you'll be able to get away with anything, including evading police and wrecking into random people and destroying your Bentley. But you can't do that if you're not a billionaire, you're not famous. So don't commit crimes if you're not a billionaire. But if you're a billionaire, thank you. Commit all the crimes you want.
Cool.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, rock local.
When you wish upon a
But I'm not done. I want to play this a little bit here. Ready for this? Because you haven't seen any of this, and this is fascinating. Yeah. That's him talking about himself.
I've been driven this car quite some time.
It's fast, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, too fast.
Too fast. Like, yeah, dude. All of his, I think he tore all of his airbags off. This is the other guy, the ass kisser cop. Going on.
Yeah, dude, it's like their fans. Hey, how you doing, brother?
Yeah.
Hey.
Almost got away, huh?
Yeah.
You were so cold you would have got away.
Oh.
Hi. I'm the investigating trooper. Okay. So, how you doing? I know who you are. So Trooper Robbins that was following in the unmarked vehicle said you were doing over 100 miles an hour.
Would have been a triple homicide,
Before you
Triple
struck
H.
the vehicle.
Oh, man.
Looks like you're having a bad day. Did you hit rock bottom? Oh.
Oh, hey, that's funny.
All right, so I'm going to be issuing you a misdemeanor summons for reckless driving, okay? So it's just going to take me about 10 minutes to write it up. I'll give you a court date, probably within 3 weeks or a month. Do you reside in Connecticut? I'm not sure.
Yes, I don't have to stay.
Yeah.
When it comes,
I do.
When it comes to any felony charges, we're gonna John Cena it. You won't see him. You
Oh,
know.
my God.
Yeah, that's. I know, man. So that was nuts. And Mondays.
How's
are
the other
always,
person?
Oh, who cares about the other person? He was a normie.
He's just over there crawling across the asphalt.
Yeah,
They're like, yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah,
Mr. McMahon, he'll be good.
Yeah, Vince
Don't
McMahon
worry.
agreed to shit on their head and let it be a day, you know? So I'll give you one of my McMahon steamers. My McMahon steamer.
Oh my God, I've been waiting for this.
The ladies love that. You get a McMahon steamer while my personal trainer watches. That'll be good. All right, and be on your way. That's a McMahon steamer.
Can we clip that and use that for the radio in between commercials?
You just said clip that, so that automatically clipped. So thank you for that.
McMahon steamers.
McMahon,
come and get them, fresh and hot.
Yeah, so I mean, the guy went over 100 miles an hour, tried to evade police, and hit another car. Got 2 misdemeanors in Connecticut, the whitest state in the country.
Right.
Got a couple of misdemeanor tickets,
Yeah.
a couple of handshakes, and was on his way.
Right.
On his way. I know who you are.
I need a new Bentley in 5 minutes. All right, bring it to me.
Yeah, love the new Pepe Le Pew style of Mr. McMahon. Here's his hair. His hair is crazy, dude.
I know.
You know, like that's a thing. You can't see it in the
He looks
shadow.
like an old gym teacher.
I'm just glad he shaved his mustache.
Yes.
He was looking like the dad from Addams Family there for a
Oh
second.
my
He had
God.
the Gomez going on?
Yeah.
Damn,
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't see that.
No, he looked like a Vondervillain. Yeah, it was insane.
Was he kind of like hiding after that documentary stuff came out for a while? He's been in the shadows.
It was before the documentary came out. It was after the charges. Now I think they're going to be dropped. Now there's rumors and speculation that he might attempt to buy WWE back from TKO with Saudi investors and then make it a private company. Now, wrestling fans are on the fence on this. Some saying like, yes, please save it, because right now WWE is kind of slumping, right? And people are turning on Triple H in this regime with the way the product has been going.
Really?
And they kind of missed for the days of McMahon.
What's he doing that's fundamentally that different? I mean, you've been watching forever. So, like, what is his approach that differentiates it so
Honestly, when it comes to the wrestling storylines and professional wrestling in general, it's ebbs and flows. You can't stay hot forever, right? You have peaks and valleys. And so this is just another valley right now. It was kind of kicked off by The Rock, messing things up a little bit. And they haven't necessarily fully recovered.
Oh, okay.
It is right now a WrestleMania season.
Mhm.
There really is no big buzz for a main event at this point, and it's just one of those valleys, but they'll overcome. That's the one thing. I mean, wrestling will continue to go. Now, one of the problems is they're doing Las Vegas for the second year in a row, and TKO is super greedy about getting their money back immediately, so they've overpriced tickets for all WWE events. Now, for a minute there, when they're red hot, not a problem. They're selling out everything, but now they're not red hot, and they have a problem selling these tickets. They just tried to do a 25% off flash sale, didn't move anything.
Oh, wow.
Right. So 2 nights in Vegas for WrestleMania. Everyone just went to Vegas last year. They're not moving tickets, and there is no big buzz as to what main event or matches they might see right now. Now that could change, but
Who are like the top 3 marquee names for that organization?
Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins is injured, so Brock Lesnar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Really?
or CM Punk.
Okay.
So there's 4. Those are the top 4 stars, but they're all aging, right? And then some of their young bucks and stars like Braun Breaker got injured. Injuries are always a factor. And so, going into it, it just looks kind of sketch as far as like how it's going to look and what it's going to pan out. And
Because Vince McMahon reminds me a little bit of like Kingpin from Daredevil, like in the shadows, just watching his old organization. He's like, I'm going to swoop back in there.
Well, for
Watch
a
it
minute,
fail.
even when he was out, he was still in. He was still consulting on the DL, but then he got caught doing that. So he's not supposed to have any affiliation or communication. It's interesting because his son-in-law is running the company. And he still conversates and has a relationship with his daughter somewhat, even though there is a little distance there and disdain. I'm telling you, the best storyline in professional wrestling is the McMahon family themselves and the fallout of the success and everything that came from there. Because Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon and how they're not necessarily copacetic anymore, and how Shane McMahon was supposed to be the person in charge. He was the heir apparent. And Stephanie McMahon, kind of took that position, and Triple H in particular courted Stephanie McMahon, married the boss's daughter, then took Shane McMahon's spot.
And there's not a reality TV show covering this family?
Well, they got
Jesus.
a reality TV show called Unreal right now, which is not necessarily
It's like the
reality.
Osbournes, the McMahons.
Kind of. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, it's going to be a great movie in the future. But as of right now, we just have to be stuck with the wrestling product. Who
Crazy.
is getting red hot is AEW, and they're coming to Tucson on Saturday, March 7th, and we're going, Rico. We'll have tickets to that. So have you been to a professional wrestling show?
No, I've been to the Royal Rumble like in 2009, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
Had a good time.
So this one is going to be a little bit closer. You going to go to that?
No, I will be in Hawaii.
Oh,
go fuck your face, dude.
I will be in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oahu, have you heard of it?
Yeah.
I actually will go to Oahu.
Yes.
Honolulu.
Hell yeah, dude.
That'll be my first day there.
I have tickets
Hell
for
yeah.
AEW Serpent. So I gave away a pair of tickets today. I'll be giving away tickets all week long for that show. So just keep listening for your chances to win those tickets. And hopefully you will. All right, I'm going to play the rest of this podcast that we recorded earlier. Let Justin get out of here. But tomorrow we'll have Merritt in studio and we'll continue to have a good time. So
catching up finally.
Honestly, it's has left a lasting impression in my mind to think that these people are really out there and really willing to do these things in front of the TV for everybody to watch.
This show's been on for like a decade, right?
It's been on for a while. And
Right.
so the latest season just kind of came out. I think it's like 4 episodes in.
Mm-hmm.
Anything from a girl who needs to snort her food. Okay, she blends it and snorts it. There's speaking of things in your nose, someone's addicted to cleaning products. So like the cleaning
Snorting
essentials. Yeah.
That person's dead then, right?
No, she's very much alive and she's been doing it for like over 10 years.
These already sound like rejected X-Men.
Right, I know, but that person's got to be dying.
There's someone from Tucson that was on the show, and she is addicted to sniffing her dad's underwear.
Oh no!
Her dad's.
And when I tell you, she flips it inside out and to the face.
The dad at some point has to be enabling that, right?
So she told her dad, and her dad was absolutely like disgusted.
As he should be.
And her
That's
dad,
an appropriate response.
I felt so bad because I knew the dad didn't see this coming
Mhm.
and was like he wanted to beat her ass.
How old was she?
She was like 20s.
Wow. I mean, look,
late 20s.
at some point, one way to look at it is flattering. It's like, you love me so much, but, or this is something that's like, it triggers
No.
nostalgia. When she was a kid crawling around, she crawled around in laundry baskets.
She tied it up with her parents' divorce or something like that. But he was like, no, that was so long ago. How is this even a thing? Like, he was so offended. He was so offended. He was so taken back. Like, after that happened, he went inside and hid, and like, we never saw the dad again. He was so embarrassed.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I
He was
mean,
so
what-
embarrassed.
I mean, she'd be more
Yeah,
embarrassed.
what's her therapist gonna do? Like, well, I have nothing for you.
No.
Sorry, good luck with that.
There was, the latest one, this girl was addicted to eating cat food.
Yeah.
She ate so much cat food that it was enough to like feed a shelter for a year.
I like how after hearing the butt sniffing dad underwear thing, it's just like, that's not that bad. The cat food.
And then
I'm
the
like,
girl-
yeah, it's not that bad.
and then I
compared
told
to that.
you
It's still bad.
I
Still
mentioned
bad.
the girl that was vabbing. Remember?
Yes, vabbing. Yeah, and
Vabbing.
that's getting sent from down below, putting it on her neck, right? That's vabbing.
It's
yeah.
very cost efficient.
Yeah, well, it's pheromones. So,
Pheromones.
yeah,
So she
you
thought
think-
that she was going to attract somebody with her pheromones.
Did it work?
Well, no,
You're
because she's
dating her,
socially
dude.
she's,
Oh, that's right.
she's socially awkward. She can't have a conversation with someone, but yet she thinks that someone's going to pass by her and be like, "Oh my gosh, you smell wonderful. I'm in love. Let's get married." I was like,
"Is that chicken of the sea?"
Smells like Red Lobster over there.
Yeah, dude.
No.
That's crazy. Let's get back to the woman who is snorting cleaning products, right?
Yeah.
Because these are all toxins. They teach you this as a kid, where you would put the sticker of the
Right.
poison on it,
Yes.
like on all those things. She's sniffing it. The fact that she's still alive
She's
is
still
a medical
alive.
marvel, dude.
She's
That's
a
insane.
truck driver.
Wow.
Okay. But she's like, I think now that I'm getting older, she's like, I think I'm seeing the effects of like, I feel like I'm talking slower. And
Yes.
she was at the doctor's and she was like, sometimes I sniff it and my brain hurts. And she's like, the doctor's like,
no way.
You get headaches?
And she's like, no, but
My
just my
brain.
brain hurts. My brain hurts. It hurts inside.
And obviously, she talks about the effects that it makes her feel high for like 2 to 5 minutes.
Well, there you
and,
go.
Whatever.
It's
So-
cheaper than cocaine. It's crazy with the cleaning products. And I know that Mr. Clean was probably top shelf for her. But I just wanted to bring this up. I saw this morning, and it just somewhat kind of correlates. The end of an era. Mr. Clean is retiring.
Oh.
Yes. So it looks like they just announced that he's retiring. So the jacked, friendly, bald guy with the earring who's on the bottle of the household cleaner will be no more. Yes. And so
did he say something on Twitter racist or something? Like what happened?
He's getting canceled.
He's getting canceled.
He's got Tourette's, and he went to the bathtubs yesterday.
Mr. Clean, no,
not you. Yeah, it's my Tourette's. It's
no.
You got racist ass Tourette's. So yeah, it was announced. So that's a thing. But unfortunately, Mr. Clean, or fortunately, Mr. Clean products will still be around, and this lady will still be able to snort it. If you were to say you have a strange addiction, what's the closest thing you have to having a strange addiction?
I had a few towards the end of my pregnancy. I craved crayons. The doctor let me eat a couple crayons.
And
then I carried
wait, the doctor let you eat a couple crayons?
Yeah, like a little nibble here and there. Just to get the craving out of the way.
Under supervision of the doctor?
They're non-toxic.
He's like, not the green ones, not the green ones, I told you.
They were non-toxic. I only wanted the yellow one.
The yellow one.
You were craving what did it taste like?
Just waxy.
Yeah.
It was just waxy.
But the yellow one tasted better?
I don't know. That's just the one I wanted. That's just the one I wanted.
Oh,
I
okay.
also carried a bar of soap around that I just sniffed. I would just sniff it.
Oh,
wow.
It was like a thing that I just needed. I would just take. My friends were. God bless my friends that they accepted me for who I was.
Yeah.
Because I carried that bar of soap with me everywhere. That I would just take it out of my purse and just.
And there's our friend Yas. She's like sniffing a bar of soap and eating a crayon.
No, I wouldn't eat the crayon.
Oh, she's pregnant. It's fine.
I wouldn't eat the crayon like in public.
Yeah.
Well, good for that's nice.
And also,
like
I wasn't eating like boxes of crayons. It was like
just a crayon. Yeah. So
okay,
you
thanks
just
for getting that image out of my head.
Yeah, you weren't a habitual smoker.
No.
You just
But
smoked
that
one
bar
when
of
you were
soap
done.
went with me everywhere.
That's crazy. What about you, Rico? If you had a strange addiction, what would the closest thing to your strange addiction be?
Staying up till 4 a.m. looking at my phone. That's not really that strange. That's pretty normal now.
Well, it is, but you definitely need help on that. I guess mine would be like scratching myself. That would be a strange addiction. There was a while there that I couldn't keep my hands out of my pants. Right, I was just like kind of like a monkey in that way.
Like the Al Bundy sort of like scratching around.
Oh, and you know what? It's probably not a coincidence that I was such a fan of Married with Children when I was a kid, but I was Al Bundy there forever. Now, they'll still go down there every now and then, but it won't live down there. Like I went years
really?
where if I'm home and I'm on the couch, boom. But I'll tell you what, if I need to take a nap and want to sleep like a baby, that's where my hand is. And I'll cup the boys, and then I'm out.
Oh, you're out. Yeah, protecting them.
That's
it's like
weird.
nature's defense mechanism.
Like
in
I'm
case
sleeping in the
predators come
woods.
around, right?
That's how I would sleep in the woods.
Like, not my gonads.
The junk is hanging out, but the boys, they're nice and tight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I did not.
Strange addiction.
Yeah,
well, you didn't sniff them, so that's good. Well, I don't want to.
I didn't want to say
here.
it's not even 8 yet.
Yeah.
All right, here's the deal. All right, so let's hit the Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beefeater Presents here with Rico and Yas Money. It's time for some headlines. What's been making the news here, Yas?
Listen to this. Let's see. The Los Angeles Department of Transportation is being mocked online for an ad telling people they're not allowed to poop on city buses. I mean, what kind of... Anyways, the city immediately yanked the ad from YouTube, but didn't explain why they made it in the first place.
That's amazing.
They didn't explain it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know why they had to make it. Because
what had to happen? How often was this happening?
Pretty often, I'm pretty sure.
That
Like
they're like,
San
okay,
Francisco levels of
it's got to be out there somewhere, right? Like somebody's got to have it.
No, you know what? All I have is a screenshot, and I found it on Twitter here. New York posted this. This is it's like a cartoon.
It's like a cartoon, yes.
Yes, you see it, and it just says no pooping, and then has a little poop with googly eyes on it, looking like, oh, you mean me?
Oh, the poop.
You can't see it on your screen.
No, we can't see it on our screen.
There it is.
I know.
There it is. There it
Oh
is.
my gosh.
Oh my gosh. It's like an old Steamboat Willie. Sort of
Honestly, I like it.
yeah, why do you take that off?
Why do they take that down?
I don't know. Well, I mean, because it's LA and they feel like taking away your right to poop on public transit is un-American. So look at them. They're poo progressive in that city.
Sick.
Yes, it is. All right, but that's funny. What else is happening in the news?
All right, National Tortilla Chip Day is tomorrow, and to celebrate, Chipotle is offering customers free chips and queso from today till Wednesday. So it's an exclusive offer through your app or online order.
That's how they get you.
I know,
That,
because it also says that fans are eligible for this deal when they purchase an entree.
Right. See, don't be telling me free and then having all these caveats where I'm spending an arm and a leg on it, dude.
I know.
You know?
They get mad at us
And-
for cheating on getting like the extra meat, the hacks.
Yeah.
This is why. all
yeah.
right?
It's the same thing. Like sometimes I just want a quesadilla from Chipotle, but they're like, you got to order that through the app. You can't order that in person. But like, I'm here in the store.
Right.
Make me the quesadilla.
They pulled that on you before?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's
dude.
ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
Where does this
yeah.
country come to?
So it's freebies is exclusive through the in-app or online orders. Fans need to purchase obviously a full price entree. And then the code is CHIPS26.
Okay, well, you grew up here in Tucson. What's your favorite place to get tortilla chips? Like what restaurants or what's your nostalgia spot?
Minidito before new ownership.
Yeah.
Oh, well, don't give me places I can't get those chips
All right,
today.
El Minuto, the Minute.
Okay.
I like going there.
It's a minute.
Yeah.
I like it. El Minuto. Yes.
We go to the Minute.
Nice. All right. Well, I'll check that place out for National Tortilla Day.
I'm hungry, man.
Support local for
Ooh,
sure.
Honestly, oh my gosh, they have really good lunch specials.
It is Taco Tuesday. All right. What else you got going on?
It is. Tomorrow. There is a Topo Chico shortage.
What?
Oh no! Did you cry?
No. Well, no,
no.
it's more of a safety hazard. So this shortage only affects the Topo Chico mineral water because they want to improve the filtering of the water. So it's for safety and health reasons.
Not the Topo Chico. Is there Topo Chico with alcohol?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they
okay.
have like what is it? Seltzers.
Okay. Yeah.
So Coca-Cola said that they should probably be back into production in July. So they're going to be out all summer.
Wow. Does it affect
summer.
the alcohol?
I think so. I mean, it has
Part of the
that mineral water.
ecosystem,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I
So
like
they say, as always, safety and quality are the company's top priority. We aim to have Topo Chico mineral water back later this year.
Thanks for ruining my summer, Topo Chico. My entire plan's ruined. Thank
for
you.
real. That's like for me. I think that's like a Sonoran Sprite. All right. What else you got going on in news?
So a new study has found that drinking tea can improve your health and help you live longer.
Boom.
As long as you don't add sugar or other additives.
Oh, any of the tasty stuff.
Good
That
stuff.
doesn't help out, right?
So,
Lemon.
obviously, drinking tea, particularly green tea, is linked with better health and improving your metabolism and lower, any type of risk for chronic disease.
F yeah.
Like diabetes and cancer, it may also help protect the brain.
Nice.
So then, however, processed tea, such as anything that's in a bottle or, has bubble variants or whatever, often that contains sugar, and all those additives may cancel all those good
I'm on the
things.
fence. I got to talk to Manish from Transit Tea on this one, but I get my green tea, sparkling green tea at Transit like 5 times a week, dude. I'm like literally keeping the lights on at that place. I mean, no, people are going. It's busy, but it's delicious, and I'm drinking green tea at an all-time high.
I just don't.
I love it, dude. It's so good.
I just don't. I can't.
Why?
I don't like tea, and I've gone to Transit, and let me tell you.
You done the sparkling?
Yes, I've done all of
She's
it.
got
I've added
tried.
the lemonade. I've added the
Don't add the
caffeine,
lemonade.
Like I've added the what is it?
Let me order for you, girl.
But you have.
Yeah.
It just all tastes the same to me.
Well, no, see, that's
And
it.
see that's
You're
where I
coming
think
from
I
a girl who
don't
eats
have-
crayons. I'm just maybe you don't know what taste is. I'm just saying.
I
It's
don't
super
know,
good.
She's super American. She hates the British. She's like, nah,
Yeah.
coffee only.
I've tried. Trust me,
Okay.
I've tried. I just can't.
Coffee and Red Bull. Well, for anyone out there that's a green tea lover, well, good job. It looks like there's massive benefits to that. So drink some more tea. That's your headlines here with Yas Money. Well done, Yas. We'll let the reset be back with more right after this. Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Cran.